In this video we will take a look at list comprehension, which is basically looking at a shorter way of creating lists using less syntax. List comprehension is typically written as a single line of code and it's usually easier to read as well. So you are creating lists with less syntax and they are easier to read and therefore easier to understand as well. And a common example of when using list comprehension is when you want to create a new list by applying an expression to each element in an existing iterable, such as a list, tuple or a string, or by iterating over a range. So in a nutshell, list comprehension, it's basically code that allows you to create a new list from an existing list using less code. Usually you would use a for loop, but using list comprehension, you can do everything you do with a for loop using one line of code. And lambda expressions used with certain functions such as map, filter and sort can mimic list comprehension. And although I've done a dedicated video on lambda expressions, we will have a look at examples of these as well as examples of list comprehension after we have had a look at the syntax. So this is the syntax for a list comprehension. So we've got my underscore list equals and then the expression for item in an iterable, and the next one is expression for item in iterable if it meets a certain condition, and we will have a look at both of these in PyCharm next. But just to finish off, and last but not least, I've got some sample code. So we've got a for loop and it creates a new list called my underscore list, and then it appends some characters called characters in my list, and it adds these to our new list called my underscore list. So this is my for loop and we can see it's been created using 3 to 4 lines. But if we do this using list comprehension, we can see a couple of lines of code. So the main line is the main line of code and then we are printing it. So my underscore list equals, and then we've got the expression, and then we can see it creates my new list. For my new list, so that's the for loop part, include characters in my list. So we'll run these 2 lines of code inside PyCharm. And at the bottom we can see the syntax description. So the expression, so this is the operation or value that will run on all the items within the iterable. Then we've got the item, which is the variable representing each element or item in the iterable. And then we've got the iterable, and this is the sequence to iterate over. For example, a list, string or a tuple. And the last one is a condition. So a condition is optional and filters the elements or the items, you can call them elements or items, to be included in the new list. So a filter helps decide whether or not an element or an item should be added to the new list. I've logged into PyCharm and we will have a look at list comprehension. So a lot of the times we use for loops to perform various tasks with our lists. And I have copied a list, my underscore list, with some numbers and characters inside it. So I'll paste these in. Next we want to append some characters to the list. So we create a for loop, which is typically how we would do it, using a for loop, and append each character in my list. And finally we will print it to the console. So we have created a for loop to iterate over my list and append the characters to my new list. So I have a list over here called my underscore list, and then we have created a for loop for my app underscore list, include these characters, so characters in my list. So it will iterate using my for loop to include these characters, and then on the second line we can see my underscore list, which is my underscore list over here, append my app, which stands for appending, my appending list. So to my list over here it will append my appending list, which in effect are these characters, and then we print my list to the console. So if I run the file, we can see, so 1, 2, 3, these are the new, that's the existing list over here, and then it's appended these characters. So these characters are all new items, elements in my list. Or we could have had a new list. So actually originally it was an empty list, that's why I called it create a list, and then it will add these characters in my list to my list. So if we run the file again, we can see characters in my list. Now although it works, it took us 3 to 4 lines to do all of that, as we had to create a new list over here, my underscore list equals, and the symbols to create a new list. And then we created a for loop to iterate over each of these characters in my list. So although it's called characters in my list, we had to iterate over each of the characters, char, etc. And then the action, and then what we are going to do with the for loop. So here, my underscore list dot append, so we are appending the characters to my list. And finally, we printed my list. Now, using list comprehension, using the syntax, let me grab the syntax. So I have copied the syntax and I'll paste it in. So the syntax is list and then its expression for item in iterable if condition. And let's create all of this we created with a for loop using list comprehension. So now what we can see is one line of code. So if I scroll all the way to the top, and then we can see we create my new list and then my for loop and then what we do with our for loop. So that's 3 lines of code. So all of this we have replaced with one line of code here. My underscore list equals my underscore new underscore list, and then our for loop for my new list include these characters in my list. So this line of code replaces these 3 lines of code over here. Now if we run the file, we can see we get the same result using the for loop as with list comprehension. We can also create a nested list comprehension, which is effectively a list comprehension within another list comprehension. So what we will do here is we will create my nested list. So I've created a new list called my underscore nested list, and then my expression 0 to 5, and then the for loop, and so it will iterate over 0 to 5, and it will include, so 0 to 5 means our range of 6 numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will create 3 of these list comprehensions within our list comprehension, and then we will print my underscore list. So if we run the file, we can see it's printed 3 lists of 0 to 5 within each list. So it's printed our 3 nested lists. Now the way we would do the same list using a for loop is, so this is the way we do it using a for loop. So here we create our new my nested list. This is to create an empty list, and then for our for loop for the 3 nested lists include range of 3. So there is 3 of them, and then my nested list, which is my nested list over here, the one that we have just created. Append the 3 nested lists. So append this 3 times as the range is 3. And then for the range of numbers 0 to 5 in range of 6, which is 0 to 5, do the following below. So the following below is my nested list, in square brackets, the 3 nested lists, dot append 0 to 5. So it appends the range of numbers 0 to 5 within the 3 lists. And let's run the file, since I've got print my nested lists. So we can see it's done the same thing using the for loop, printed my 3 nested lists. Now let's take a look at a list comprehension using the if condition. And I'm just going to copy and paste all my code in here in one lump sum. So I've pasted my code in. We've got a list my underscore numbers underscore list, and we've got a list from 1 to 10, and then we've got create a new list containing numbers 5 or more. So it creates a new list called 5 or more, which equals n for n, include my underscore numbers underscore list, but only if this condition here is met. So the if condition is if n is greater than or equal to 5. So this is saying only print anything greater than or equal to 5. So we should get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 back. And then it's printing my new list to the console, 5 or more. Let's run the file. We can see here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also, lambda functions with certain functions can mimic list comprehension. So first to point out the difference, so list comprehension is primarily used for creating a new list by applying an expression to each item in an iterable, and optionally filtering the items based on the condition as we have just seen, where lambda functions are used to create short one-line functions in situations such as for passing as arguments to other functions like the map, filter or sorted functions. So let's look at another example of comparing list comprehension to lambda functions. So here on line 40 I've got my underscore list, range 1 to 5, line 41. So I've called it my underscore 1 to 5 underscore list. And I've got my values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then print my 1 to 5 list to the screen. Now if we print it, we can see right at the bottom it's printed 1 to 5 to the screen. Now here's my list using list comprehension. So on line 45 we can see my underscore list underscore comprehension. So using list comprehension, what we are going to do is multiply each value by itself. So we can see it does x times x. X is multiplied by itself. 4x, so it iterates through the loop, including my 1 to 5 list. So that's my 1 to 5 list over here. So it's going to iterate through 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then it's going to print it to the screen. So if we run the file, we can see 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, and 5 times 5 is 25. Now, having a look at how we do this using a lambda function, let me copy and paste the code in on line number 48. And here is my lambda function used in conjunction with the map function. I've done a separate video on the map function, and that's in my lambda function video. But basically the map function executes a specific function on each item in an iterable, like a list, dictionary, a tuple and so on. So it's similar to how a for loop works. So my underscore lambda underscore list equals the keyword list, and then we use the map function. Inside the map function we pass two parameters, so our arguments, and these are, and this one lambda, which is x colon and then x times x, and then we are running this expression over the items in my list, which is my 1 to 5 list. So it's the same thing really, x times x, we can see it over here, x times x. So the value of x will multiply by itself, which is 1 multiplied by 1, 2 multiplied by 2, and so on. So if we run the file, so before we run the file, we can see 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. This was produced by the list comprehension over here. If we run it again, we can see it's being produced twice now. So once by list comprehension and the next one by a lambda function. Just to give you another example, here's another lambda function on line 53 used with the filter function. So we can see the filter function here. So the filter function filters out items based on a given condition, and this one uses a lambda function to output even numbers from my list. So my list is my list over here. So if we run the file, we can see even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. I've covered this off in more depth in the lambda function video, by the way. And then the other example, using the filter function to filter out 5 or less items. I think I've covered this one a little bit further up here, but that might have been a list comprehension. So we're using a lambda function here, and if we run the file, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's ignored 6 to 10 because of the code here. So it's going to print out anything where x is less than or equal to 5 within my list. And that's it for this video. That's a high level overview of list comprehension. We've seen list comprehension, how it saves us a little bit more code in comparison to for loops. And then we've seen nested list comprehension, how we can nest lists within a list. And then we've ran some code of list comprehension and how it compares to lambda functions.